Alright, now on the topic of throw blankets, if you let your dog use a couple of them, and you know how sometimes even after a couple of times of washing it, that sort of dog hair or dog fur still lingers in there. So first, a good amount of vinegar. Now these blankets smell so much like dog hair. So for this next part, I thought I would include it as a random side tip, as it is sort of related to this whole video about refreshing your items around the home. So one aspect of that is that you also want to find a routine to change your towels around your home. So I do this once a week on every Wednesday, where I'll go around the apartment and grab all the bath mats, towels, kitchen towels, etc. and then do a load of laundry if it's full enough. So today is that day and the laundry bag is full enough. But sometimes you might find yourself in a situation where you also want to add in some bed sheets that do not have any zipper at the end, and then, you know, have you ever experienced that situation before where you do a lot of laundry and then all the small hand tools and everything just gets into that bed sheet? So a small trick that I found that has helped with that situation is I bought one of these large laundry bags, and then I'll put that big bed sheet in there. And then that way the bed sheet still gets washed, but it won't be tangled in with all the other smaller household linen products that you might be washing at the same time. And then also a little random side note tip, but this is also something I recently discovered, is that if you just close it, then there's a chance that the zipper could lodge somewhere on the inside of the washing machine, and then I've had it before where the zipper breaks off. But usually you should find a little zipper cover here, and then you push your zipper into that spot. And then your zipper won't come loose and it will stay closed and your zipper will be protected. And I also add in all the reusable cotton pads with the load of the household linens, but just make sure that you put them into a laundry bag as well. Because I've had it before where I didn't add them into a laundry bag and they ended up in the filter of the washing machine, or they ended up in the rim part of the washing machine. And the one time that it was found in the filter, it smelled so bad that it was just something that had to instantly be thrown away. Okay, so time to wash all this, then put in all the new towels, and then everything is fresh, ready for the new week. Now, moving on to the bedroom area, let's talk about all the ways that you can keep your bed feeling well maintained, fresh, just all clean, fresh, good to go. So starting off with the most basic one, and probably the most obvious one, is, well, changing and cleaning your bed sheets. And I'm sure that we're all aware of that, so I don't think I have to go into too much detail about that. But if you don't already have it on your schedule to change your bed sheets every so often, then what are you doing? That's the first easiest thing that you can do, is just say every 2 weeks on a Sunday, change your bed sheets. Now underneath all the bed sheets is the mattress, obviously. So first thing, I'm going to remove all the top layers. Alright, so now we're at the mattress layer, and the first thing that I would really recommend to help maintain your mattress easier is really to just get a mattress protector. Now, by the way, I'm not talking about a mattress topper like this one here, but really a mattress protector. Now, you can sometimes see those ones that have paddings in there, but I recommend not getting those because sometimes they just add extra padding to your bed, but they don't really do anything to protect it. Or they're oftentimes made out of polyester and they have some kind of polyester filling in there, and then those can be so incredibly hot. So the technique that I found to work pretty well is to get 2 layers. So the first layer is just a thin waterproof mattress protector, which has, you want to try to find a combination of cotton with a bit of polyester in there, because if it's 100% cotton, then that will not be waterproof, and if you sweat at night or maybe your kid jumps on bed and has a little accident, that it will seep through onto the mattress. Whereas with a waterproof layer, like this one here, the top layer is made of cotton and then the bottom layer has a thin sort of polyester layer on it, and that helps with the waterproofness of it. And so this is the second layer that I put on top. This is 100% organic, non-bleached mattress protector. And I like the one with the elastic bands because it just makes it easier to either put it on top of the top mattress. And then the easier thing about having a mattress protector is that if it gets some kind of stain, it's much easier to take this off, do some kind of spot treatment, and then put it into the washing machine. Or even so, regardless of it getting any stains, it is just, of course, much easier to pop this into the washing machine, change it every couple of months, than to try to clean the mattress. Okay, so now with the mattress layer, and there are a couple ways that you can help to keep your mattress fresh and clean. So one way I like to go about this is that every 3 months I will have a deep clean vacuum day, and then on that day I will also vacuum the top mattress, as I feel like the mattress is one of those things where, well, you vacuum your couches, you vacuum on the floor, but you probably don't really think to vacuum your mattress just as easily as you would with all those other sort of areas or couches, etc. But your mattress still gets a lot of dust in it, you sleep on it every night, I mean it still gets a lot of use, so it'll still get dusty and therefore does need a good vacuum every so often. And I also like to combine my vacuum days with changing the bed sheets. So in general, on the days that I'm changing the bed sheets, I'm also having a vacuum session day, and then every 3 months I just make it a bit more sort of a deep clean vacuum day where I just do a bit more than on the general other vacuum days, if that makes any sense. So for myself, I am quite on top of vacuuming the mattresses. However, regardless of all of that, I do want to take it one step further by also implementing using a spot clean upholstery machine every so often, and I've actually never used one of them. I want to go ahead and get that thing now and then give this mattress a proper clean. Alright, so this is the machine I was talking about. This is the Bissell Spot Clean Pro, and you can buy the general cleaners that the brands make, but they can be so expensive that I found other methods that you can simply add in a bit of hot water, then some laundry detergent, and in general you see people recommending OxiClean, but I don't have that, so I'm going to try giving Vanish Oxy Action a try and see how that works. Alright, I got the machine ready to go here. I also changed into some sweatpants, as who wants to do cleaning in jeans? And now let's see if we can, well, first of all, just give this mattress a bit of a refresh, but also get rid of some of those sort of yellowy stains that I see around the mattress here. Alright, let's see how dirty the first layer of cleaning was. A bit of yellow in there, and lots of dust. Okay, I'm actually surprised that that was way dirtier than I expected. So I'm going to empty this out and then empty the other one, so that when I do it the second time I can see if it's getting rid of more dirt or getting rid of all the soapy layer, and then making sure it's all clean. Alright, hopefully I got rid of most of the soap, so now I'm going to bring it back to the bed and then do it a second time. Alright, Alright, so it's about 2 days later, and as you can tell, I did not get to finish this task, and that is because at the first time I added way too much soap, so I had to go over it several more times to sort of suck out all its soapy residue, and it ended up taking me almost 4 hours to get it done. And then by the end of the evening, the top mattress was not dry enough, so we had to take it off and leave it in the office room over there. But after taking it off, I did notice a few stains on these two mattresses, so I want to give those a clean now, and then leave it to dry. Done. I think I will now bring this downstairs and do the same thing for the couches. Water from the couch, first round. So as the last thing, I was about to go ahead and clean the Bissell extractor machine, but then I saw this and thought, maybe I can clean this first as a last thing and then give the Bissell machine a proper clean before storing it away. Black chair, also quite dirty. See, these are the kind of items that you don't expect to be that dirty, but then they end up being that. Alright, finish the water tank. So now I want to rinse this out and then put only water in so I can rinse out all that, as much of the soap as possible. Oh god. I was not expecting it to look like this. Alright, and last one done. It's good that I'm planning on washing some towels today because this area is incredibly wet. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is rinse the hose part. So basically what you want to do is fill the bucket with some clean water, turn it on, and then you're going to suck in that water and that's going to clean the hose. These are all clean. I'm just going to let them dry and then put them all back together once it's all dry. Alright, so it's the next day and everything should be dry enough by now to put it all back together onto the couch. And I also recently washed all the throw pillows and throw blankets, so those should be all ready to go back on as well. Now, when it comes to keeping a living room feeling nice and fresh, I think it is important to add something like washing all your throw blankets and throw pillow covers onto a schedule, as I used to not do that and kind of think, oh, I'll just wash them whenever they kind of start to smell or something like that, or I feel like it's been long enough, but then sometimes it ended up being that I would wash it every 3 weeks, and then other times it had been perhaps even 2 or 3 months since they would last washed. So now I've added them onto a schedule to just wash them every 6 weeks. And now, speaking of washing all the throw blankets and throw pillow covers, I also gave the throw pillows a bit of a clean. Now, I always thought that you couldn't wash feather blankets or pillows, as I tried that once before and completely ruined it, so I didn't want to do it with this again, but I did research it quickly last night and I saw that you could wash it if you wanted to, but you just have to add in really little to almost no detergent and then put on a low spin cycle and then put into the dryer afterwards, also on a low tumble dry. So it might take several hours for it to dry, but if you try to air dry it, if you didn't have a dryer or didn't want to use a dryer, then it might take maybe even several days for it to dry. So I wanted to add it in as a little tip that you could wash these if you wanted to. So instead I just sprayed both sides with a bit of vinegar and then left it to kind of air dry here against the windowsill. So now I'm ready to put all the covers back onto everything. And also one other last tip. So this was one of the cushion covers for the white couch, and the washing machine for some reason got some rust in there, and then that transferred on some of the white fabric pieces like this one. And I had tried so many different methods to try to get rid of that. I tried all the normal techniques that you can think of, the baking soda and vinegar, a stain remover, and some other things, but nothing seemed to work until I found a video on a process that I would have never thought to use, but it was the only thing that worked. And basically you just had to put in some toilet cleaner. I know, sounds so random. Then add some of that toilet cleaner on there for around a minute to maybe 2 minutes, and then add some detergent on top of there, spread it out with a toothbrush, and then rinse it off, then wash it as normal. Alright, it's finally all done. Now I need to go ahead and get all the throw blankets. Also, one other thing that I like to do is to keep another clean throw blanket in this corner here, so that whenever the other ones are being washed, then at least there's an extra one to be used for the time being. Alright, this is all done. Everything is so nice and clean, and so I think that this means that all the home refresh areas are all done. I finally cleaned the mattresses, the couches, the throw blankets, gave some tips in between of washing all your towels, etc. So I hope that this video gave some good tips on how to keep your home feeling nice and fresh, and just sort of different areas of your home that you wouldn't necessarily always immediately think of. And now that this is all done, I'm excited to do some morning reading on a nice and clean, fresh couch. And so other than that, I want to thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.